For thousands of years, humanity has been looking for the answers to the same three questions. Who am I? Why am I here? And how do I live without losing my mind? And throughout history, God used certain people, deep thinkers, dreamers, and warriors of the mind, to help us understand how to live with wisdom, purpose, and peace. My kings and my queens of the divine race, peace and blessings. I'm Gayton. Today, my kings and my queens, we're going on a journey through 20 of the most influential ancient philosophers from Greece to Rome, from China to North Africa, who shaped the way you think, live, and even disagree with people in your comment section. You know who you are. These philosophers lived different lives, but they all pointed toward the same truth. Wisdom is the path to freedom, self-mastery is the path to peace, and truth is the path back to God. Before we dive in, let's first give an insight into a Stoic mindset. A Stoic mindset is a practical philosophy focused on cultivating inner strength, virtue, and mental tranquility by accepting the inevitability of external hardship and concentrating on what is within one's control, thoughts and actions. It involves prioritizing the four Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, embracing the present moment, practicing gratitude, and developing self-discipline to remain calm and rational when facing adversity. Key principles of a Stoic mindset focus on what you can control. This is the core of Stoicism, often called the dichotomy of control. You have control over your thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and actions, but not over external events, other people, or circumstances beyond your influence. Cultivate virtue. Stoicism emphasizes the four core virtues: wisdom, the ability to understand and discern what is truly good and bad; courage, the strength to face challenges and endure hardship; justice, acting with fairness and integrity towards others; temperance, exercising self-control and moderation; acceptance of reality; amor fati, love your fate by accepting what happens as it is and seeing it as an opportunity for growth rather than resisting it; live in the present moment. The present is the only moment where life occurs, so make the most of it and appreciate it. Practice gratitude. Appreciate what you have and find contentment in the present, reducing reliance on future external desires. Embrace adversity. View hardship and setbacks as opportunities to strengthen your character and build resilience. Rationality over emotion. Examine your emotions and the thoughts that cause them, choosing to respond with reason rather than being overwhelmed by feelings. Self-reflection. Regularly observe your own thoughts and behaviors to gain clarity on what truly motivates you and to align your actions with your values. How it differs from modern usage. In modern language, Stoic can describe someone who is indifferent to pleasure or pain. However, the philosophical approach is more active and constructive, focusing on actively improving one's inner life and virtuous character, not just suppressing emotions or appearing impassive. Let's dive in. Socrates, the man who challenged everyone. Socrates didn't write books, he didn't have a YouTube channel, but what he did have was the courage to say, "I don't know everything, but I'm going to question everything." His method was simple: ask questions until the truth comes out. Today we call it the Socratic method. Back then, people called it annoying. But Socrates taught the world that wisdom begins with humility, and in Scripture God says the same thing. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Humility opens the path to truth. 2. Plato, the architect of ideas. Plato believed the world we see is just a shadow of a greater, more perfect reality, kind of like when you're in a toxic relationship and everyone else sees the truth except you. Through Plato, we learned that reality has layers: physical, mental, and spiritual. He built the first academy, the ancestor of schools, universities, and yes, even YouTube educational channels. 3. Aristotle, the father of logic. Aristotle studied everything: biology, ethics, politics, physics, psychology. The man probably had 20 Google tabs open in his brain at all times. He believed that virtue is built through consistent habits. Marcus Aurelius echoed this idea centuries later. We become what we repeatedly do. God teaches the same principle. Discipline shapes destiny. 4. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of self-control. Marcus ruled an entire empire while battling stress, war, betrayal, and sickness. Yet he wrote Meditations, a journal reminding himself to stay calm, humble, and focused. His message? Control your mind, or your mind will control you. He practiced exactly what God tells us in Proverbs: guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. 5. Epictetus. Freedom comes from within. From slave to philosopher, Epictetus taught the world that true freedom is internal, not external. Your peace doesn't depend on what people do to you, but how you respond. He introduced the dichotomy of control. Focus on what you can control. Release what you cannot. Exactly how Jesus taught us not to worry about tomorrow. Among his famous quotes are, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. No man is free who is not master of himself. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Seneca was rich, connected, powerful, but he wrote passionately about living simply, avoiding anger, and chasing meaning, not status. He reminds us of Jesus' words, "What does it profit a man to gain the whole world yet lose his soul? Wealth doesn't make you wise. Character does." Confucius taught something powerful. If you want a peaceful world, start with a peaceful home. Honor, respect, discipline, integrity. These were the cornerstones of his teachings. He shaped the moral foundation of an entire civilization. His message matches God's. Build your character, honor your parents, lead with humility. Laozi wrote the Tao Te Ching, a masterpiece of simplicity. His teaching was basically, stop fighting everything. Flow with life. Be like water. Even Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest." Let go. Breathe. Flow. Zeno survived a shipwreck, lost everything, and instead of crying about it, he walked into a bookstore, found philosophy, and founded Stoicism. This is God's principle in action. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find your purpose. Pythagoras wasn't just triangles. He believed the universe is structured by harmony and order. He saw mathematics as proof of divine intelligence. His mind helped unlock music theory, geometry, and cosmic understanding. 11. Heraclitus, the philosopher of change. He famously said, "You can't step into the same river twice. Everything changes, everything flows." This teaches acceptance, a key theme in Stoicism and in faith. God even tells us, "For everything there is a season." 12. Democritus, the atom guy. Democritus said everything in the universe is made of tiny particles, atoms. 2,000 years before science proved it, he showed the world that even the smallest details matter in God's grand design. 13. Diogenes, the savage minimalist. If Diogenes lived today, he'd be viral on TikTok. He lived in a barrel, rejected wealth, mocked hypocrites, and told Alexander the Great to get out of his sunlight. He taught authenticity, simplicity, and freedom from society's expectations, a reminder that God values the heart, not the image. 14. Epictetus, the philosopher of peace. People misunderstand him. He didn't preach partying. He preached simplicity, friendship, tranquility, and living without fear. Exactly how God designed community and peace. 15. Thales, the first scientist. Thales predicted eclipses and believed nature could be explained by natural laws, not myth. He sparked the beginning of human curiosity, the desire to understand creation, which ultimately points back to the Creator. Anaximander, the early cosmologist. He drew one of the earliest world maps. He theorized about evolution. He studied the origins of the cosmos. His mind was trained to look beyond what is seen, the same way faith asks us to. Plotinus, the philosopher of the divine. Plotinus believed in the One, a divine, ultimate source of all existence. His writings influenced Christian theology for centuries. He taught that the soul's goal is to return to the source, to God. Chrysippus, the genius who systemized Stoicism. Without Chrysippus, Stoicism would not exist today. He built the logic, ethics, and reasoning foundation of the entire philosophy. His clarity still influences psychology and cognitive therapy today. Averroes, the great Islamic thinker. Averroes preserved Aristotle's teachings and merged faith with philosophy. He believed knowledge and religion do not contradict. They illuminate each other. His work shaped both medieval Europe and the Islamic Golden Age. Augustine of Hippo, the Christian mind. Augustine is proof that God can transform any life, from a troubled youth to one of the greatest Christian thinkers ever. He wrote about sin, free will, grace, and the journey of the soul. His book Confessions is still one of the greatest spiritual works of all time. What do all these philosophers have in common? They searched for meaning. They questioned themselves. They wrestled with truth. They tried to understand what God was already whispering to humanity. Seek wisdom, seek truth, seek God, and you will find your path. You don't need to be a scholar to live wisely. You just need humility, discipline, reflection, and the courage to grow. And my friend, my kings, and my queens, that's exactly what you bring to this world. At God's Wisdom and Stoic Hacks, we blend biblical truth with Stoic philosophy to help you grow stronger in love, life, and faith. Whether you're facing heartbreak, seeking emotional resilience, or looking for timeless wisdom, this channel equips you with the tools to thrive. Relationships can bring joy or pain. My mission is to give you clarity, wisdom, and a little laughter along the way so you can recognize the traps, heal from heartbreak, and build the kind of love that brings peace instead of suffering. And also to know how and when to exit an unhealthy relationship. Think of this channel as your relationship coach, your comic relief, and your reminder that you deserve better. All rolled into one. Stay faithful, stay stoic, and stay strong. Don't just scroll away, subscribe, because wisdom is free, but ignoring it can cost you your peace.